One of the most common and frustrating mistakes beginners make in the wild is trying to build a fire. Without preparing proper tinder, they gather large sticks, maybe even a few logs. Strike a spark and wonder why nothing catches. What they don't understand is that fire building is a process, not an instant reaction. Without dry, fine tinder to catch that first flame. Even the best fire starter in the world won't save you. Tinder is the foundation of any fire. It needs to be light, dry, and highly flammable, capable of catching a tiny spark and growing into a flame that can ignite larger kindling. Beginners often overlook this step or try to use damp leaves, thick branches, or even wet paper as their first material. In a survival situation, especially in wet conditions, many of the most dangerous mistakes beginners make in the wild is choosing the wrong clothing, specifically wearing cotton. At first glance, cotton seems like a reasonable choice. It's comfortable, breathable, and most people wear it every day, but in a survival situation, cotton can turn into a silent killer. Why? Because cotton holds moisture like a sponge. Whether it's from sweat, rain, dew, or crossing a stream, once cotton gets wet, it loses all insulating ability. That means your body heat escapes rapidly, and the wet fabric clings to your skin, accelerating heat loss. In colder environments, this can quickly lead to hypothermia. Even if the temperature doesn't seem dangerously low, many people underestimate how fast the body cools down when wet. A breeze or sudden temperature drop at night can become life-threatening. If your core temperature starts to fall, cotton does not dry quickly, and if the sun disappears or the weather changes, you may not get another chance to warm up. Instead, smart survivalists dress in moisture-wicking and insulating materials like wool or synthetic fabrics such as polyester or fleece. These materials keep you warm even when damp and dry much faster. Layering is also critical. A base layer to wick sweat, a middle layer for insulation, and an outer shell to block wind and rain can make a life-saving difference. Before heading into the wild, always check your clothing materials. Swap out cotton socks, shirts, and pants for wool blends or synthetics. Pack an extra set of dry clothes in a waterproof bag. It might seem small, but the clothes you wear can mean the difference between comfort and crisis. In survival, gear matters, but what's on your back matters even more. Don't let cotton catch you off guard. Kipping or rushing this step can cost you hours of time, wasted energy, and morale. The right way is to gather a variety of materials, starting with dry tinder, like birch bark, cotton balls with petroleum jelly, feather sticks, dry grass, or char cloth. Carry some of these in a waterproof container in your pack. They weigh almost nothing and can save your life. Once your tinder is ready, build your fire step by step. Tinder first, then small dry twigs no thicker than a pencil, and only then move on to larger sticks. Even in damp environments, dry tinder can be found inside dead branches, under bark, or in the core of dry plant stems. Use your knife to shave dry shavings from inside dead wood or split branches to get to the dry interior. The biggest mistake is trying to light big wood too soon. Fire is about patience and preparation. If you fail to prep your tinder, your fire and your warmth may never come. Drinking untreated water in the wild is one of the most dangerous mistakes a beginner can make. It's easy to assume that a clear mountain stream or a calm forest creek is safe to drink from, but appearances are deceiving. Just because water looks clean doesn't mean it's free from harmful microorganisms. In fact, some of the most pristine-looking sources can be loaded with bacteria, parasites, and viruses that can cause serious illness. One of the most common threats is Giardia, a parasite that causes intense stomach cramps, diarrhea, nausea, and dehydration in a survival situation. Losing fluids like this can quickly become life-threatening. Other contaminants like E. coli or Cryptosporidium can also be present, often originating from animal waste upstream or decaying organic material. And once you get sick in the wild, it's hard to recover without medical help or a clean environment. The solution is simple. Always purify your water. There are several ways to do this, and every survivalist should be familiar with at least 2 or 3. Boiling is the most basic and reliable method. Bring water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute. Longer at higher altitudes, portable water filters are another excellent option and should be part of your standard gear. Many are lightweight, compact, and capable of filtering out bacteria and parasites. Chemical treatments like iodine tablets or chlorine dioxide drops are also useful, especially as backups. Just make sure you follow the instructions and give them enough time to work. UV purifiers can also be effective, but they rely on batteries or solar power. which may not always be available. Never assume water is safe, no matter how clean it looks. A single sip of unpurified water can ruin your survival chances. Clean water means a clear mind, strong body, and a real chance of getting home safe. Choosing the wrong location to build your shelter is one of the most overlooked mistakes beginners make in the wild. You might be in a rush to get out of the wind, rain, or cold, but where you set up camp is just as important as how you build it. Many beginners instinctively pick low-lying areas because they feel protected or hidden. But those spots can quickly become dangerous, especially in wet or unstable conditions. Low ground collects water. Even a light rain can turn your cozy spot into a soggy mess or flood your shelter entirely if you build near a stream or river. Flash floods can occur with little warning, especially if there's heavy rainfall upstream. Wet ground not only ruins insulation, but also saps your body heat, putting you at risk of hypothermia. Insects and animals are also more likely to pass through or settle in these areas, increasing your exposure to bites or dangerous encounters. Another common mistake is setting up under dead trees or large branches, known as widowmakers. These may look stable during calm weather, but wind, rain, or even time can bring them crashing down. Always look up before choosing a spot. Likewise, avoid areas with steep slopes where rocks or debris could fall. The ideal shelter location is on slightly elevated ground with natural wind protection, like near a rock face or dense trees, but away from any hazards. Test the ground by pressing your hand down to check for moisture. Look for signs of animal traffic, such as trails, droppings, or disturbed vegetation, and steer clear of those paths. Your shelter should keep you warm, dry, and safe. That starts with location. If you choose poorly, even the best built shelter won't protect you. Smart placement is the foundation of survival. One of the most dangerous mistakes beginners make in a survival situation is moving without a plan, especially when fear and adrenaline kick in. The natural instinct is to keep walking, keep moving, and try to find help. But the wild is not a city grid without a map, compass, or clear understanding of the terrain. Every step you take deeper into the forest can make your situation worse. Wandering blindly often leads to getting more lost, burning energy, missing rescue opportunities, and even injury. When panic sets in, people make fast decisions without considering the consequences. They ignore signs, forget to mark their path, and use up critical energy in daylight. Even worse, moving around too much can cause you to miss out on rescue. If you told someone where you were going and when you'd be back, staying put greatly increases your chances of being found. The best approach is to stop, breathe, and assess your situation. Do you know where you are? Can you identify any landmarks or trails? Is it close to nightfall? If the answer to any of these is uncertain, it's time to slow down. Conserve your energy. Create a visible signal like a fire or SOS sign with rocks or logs. Focus on immediate needs: shelter, warmth, water, and make your location visible from the air if possible. If you absolutely must move, plan every step carefully. Use the sun for direction. Leave markers behind so you can trace your way back. Avoid dangerous terrain like cliffs, swamps, or thick brush that can cause injury. Moving with no plan is often worse than staying still. In survival, calm thinking is more powerful than panic. Don't let fear lead you deeper into danger. Plan your movement or don't move at all. That choice could save your life. Many beginners make the mistake of carrying survival tools they've never actually used, thinking gear alone will keep them safe. It's easy to feel prepared with a shiny new survival knife, fire starter, compass, or water filter tucked into your backpack. But when the moment comes to use them under stress, in the dark, or in the rain, most people realize too late they don't know how. In survival, tools are only as good as your ability to use them confidently and efficiently. Take a fire starter, for example. Striking a ferro rod to produce sparks might look simple, but it requires practice. You need the right angle, pressure, and coordination with your tinder. If you've never tried it before, especially with cold hands or in wet conditions, it's much harder than you think. The same goes for using a compass. Many beginners bring one, but can't navigate even a basic direction without proper training or understanding of terrain. Knives are another example. They are one of the most versatile survival tools, but if you don't know how to baton wood, carve feather sticks, or safely handle one, it becomes a liability. Even basic gear like a headlamp or tarp can cause frustration if you're unfamiliar with the settings, straps, or setup method. The best way to prepare isn't just buying gear, it's using it before you need it. Practice lighting fires in different weather, building a shelter with your tarp, filtering water, or signaling for help. Do it in your backyard, on weekend hikes, or during camping trips. In survival, confidence comes from experience, not equipment. Knowing your gear inside and out gives you a huge advantage when it really matters. Don't wait for the wild to teach you. Learn now, because when you're cold, lost, and scared, guesswork can cost you everything.